Hello, everyone. If you don't know me, my name's Chad Kitzmiller. I'm the director of golf at Westfield Country Club, and I'm sitting here with our newest first assistant, David Morgan. And the purpose is to, especially those that aren't at the club all the time, introduce David. So hopefully you can get to learn a little bit more about him, maybe some fun facts or some funny things. So David, we're glad that you're here. Welcome to Westfield. It's been about almost 60 days. But I'm curious for the people who are going to listen to this, if you can share a little bit more about just what got you started in the golf industry to begin with. What was your genesis?
Yeah, so I come from a family that had a lot of golfers in it, but more than ever, my grandfather, he was always the one that we were hunting, fishing, or golfing, and there was very seasonal things. So like we hunted in the wintertime, and we fished and we golfed in the summertime, but if the weather was too bad to fish, we would play golf. And I just found it was something that you could do on your own. It was also something that you could do with all walks of different kinds of people, whether it's family or friends or adults and kids. And I'm a very people-oriented person, so I feel like golf was something that I was able to relate with people. And playing golf with Grandpa and my father and my uncles and my brother. I found that it was something that I could practice on my own, and then therefore I got pretty decent at it. And then that's when, when you go off to college and you decide, well, am I going to try and play professionally, or do I want to do the PGA professional route? I had a pretty serious girlfriend at the time, and thought that I had these big dreams that I was going to be a PGA Tour player, and it's like, well, I don't know about traveling the country, how fun that would actually be. So we went the whole PGA professional and family route, and I've been around golf my whole life. My grandmother and as you met today, my mom were here today talking about the picture of me in the diaper with the golf club that Grandpa cut down. So that was kind of my brief snapshot.
If you want some dirt on David, just call his grandma. I think she's got some of that.
She's not afraid to share that, believe me.
Well, cool. Well, in this role, and people will get to experience a wide variety of capacities here in the golf operations, but a big core of this will be around our player development, which is teaching, clinics, getting people more engaged, basically getting people playing better, getting them more excited about golf, and playing more golf. Another part of that engagement is member events, which you'll have a big part of and be running, which through our golf season has definitely a high intensity once we get going in summertime.
Mm-hmm.
But your last role, I mean, your experiences aren't just this golf-specific stuff. You had a really wide range as the director of golf at Eagle Creek you worked there for 17 years.
Correct.
Can you tell people a little bit about your other types of experiences?
Yeah, so I started at Eagle Creek in 2005 as a cart staffer, because that's where I was going to kind of use that year or 2 years to decide play professionally or become a PGA professional. And starting as a cart kid, I worked my way up, and then I worked for maintenance a couple years later, which was fairways and greens and everything that other than spraying the golf course with chemicals. As people retired and moved on, I was able to kind of move my way up the ladder pretty quickly, an assistant professional, head professional director of golf. So the last 10 seasons I've spent as the director of golf at Eagle Creek, which is everything from hiring staffs for the restaurant that we had along with the golf, helping our superintendent hire for his staff, training, running events, meeting with board members from hospitals for charity events, teaching player development programs. I was the lead instructor for 6 high schools in the area. We had a lot of Norwalk and St. Paul boys and girls. They both played at our golf courses. I had 14 leagues that I was in charge of on a weekly basis. So it was just it's one of those deals where you're in a role like that, it's never not your job, where you're wearing lots of different hats, and it's great for experience purposes, maybe not so great for sanity purposes. But at the end of the day, I look at it as a great stepping stone. It helped provide me experiences and also shape me to what ultimately I'm here with this team now. So it's been a whirlwind. There's lots of lots of blood, sweat, and tears being a golf professional, as you know, and there's nothing that I haven't done or that I'm not capable of doing. And I'm so excited to kind of see what the next chapter brings here at Westfield.
All right, David. I know some of these, but can you tell some others? And I know this isn't not it's never comfortable to be like boasting, but you've got some pretty unique playing or professional accomplishments or awards. If you could share just a few of those, there's some pretty cool things to celebrate.
Yeah, so in 2012, I was nominated as the Assistant of the Year in the Northern Ohio PGA section, which to me that's an awesome accomplishment, because there's so much as assistants that we're trying to do to make ultimately our director of golf and our head professionals' jobs easier. It's not a one-size-fits-all thing. You have to be super skilled at a lot of different areas and check all the boxes per se. So that I was fortunate enough to win that in 2012. I was the director for the Lake Erie Junior Golf Association, so we played between 20 and 22 events over the course of June and July, running all those tournaments. Also, with working with all the high school programs that we did in 2014, I was nominated as the Youth Development Player Award winner in the section, which is like for an outstanding support with junior golfers and player development. So those are some of the awards that I've won in the section. From a playing standpoint, I was a freshman of the year in the GLIAC conference. I went to the University of Findlay, and I was a first team all conference member for 3 years. And then probably my biggest accomplishments that I would say is qualifying for the PGA Championship in 2018, 19, and 20. I got to play in 2018 out in Monterey. We stayed right down the road from Pebble Beach and played at the Bayonet and Black Horse. In 2019, I got to play in Belfair, which is down in just outside of Hilton Head Island. 2020, unfortunately, was supposed to be at Barton Creek. We all know what happened in 2020, so therefore wasn't able to do that. So that was so much fun. I mean, my whole family, my wife, my kids, my mom, my dad, my grandma, they all went. They made the trip, and those are some experiences I'll never forget.
Well, those are awesome, David, and hopefully as time at Westfield grows, that maybe some more of those unique achievements can continue, whether it's playing or professional or other development areas of opportunity. So congrats, those are awesome experiences. I guess back to Westfield here for a second. Had a good job doing successful in the industry. Why were you interested in joining the team at Westfield?
So you and I have talked a lot about this. There were so many things that kind of led up to me getting into this role here. But I can honestly say I live 15 minutes away. I grew up in Spencer, lived there my whole life. Every time I've been to Westfield, whether it's at the Blair Center or at the golf course or playing in the Ohio Open or playing in a section event that the Northern Ohio PGA puts together, there's just something about the staff and there's something about the culture. Obviously, the amenities are second to none, in my opinion, and I've been some pretty nice places. There was something about the culture that it intrigued me, and we had the honor of playing golf together that day, and just went through a great experience at that halfway house on number 2. And I said to Chad, I mean, what's in the water here? Because there's something. I'm an outsider looking in. But these are the staff members that are acting like they're being treated like members. So there's something that's going on here with the employees, with the membership, and I was really intrigued by that, because it was a feeling that it's like you're going from Earth to Mars, but it's a good transition. So applied for the position, and kind of the rest is history.
Yeah. Well, that's awesome. We're obviously excited for you to be with us. So still under 60 days here now. As you said, Earth to Mars. There's a lot of things about Westfield that are different than our industry. What's something that's surprised you?
So again, kind of going back to what I just talked about, when you think of Westfield, you think of these golf courses and this insurance company and this small town Westfield Center, Ohio, all of these amenities are elite and world class. And I can't believe how many people I've said this to since I've been here. The teams and the employees and the members that I've come into contact with, they're better than the amenities and the facilities. And like when you marry those two together, it's no wonder that what I was experiencing as an outsider looking in, it makes so much sense now. But I'd have never thought that would have been the case. And even sitting through the interview that we did, when I left there and I called my wife, I said, you know what? You interview somewhere and they say, here's how it's going to be. And I said, you know what? But even if it's half as good as how they say it's going to be, it's still going to be pretty good. So I had some of that built into it. But it's been 100 times what I thought it was going to be, which is you can't make that up. So like I said to you, like 60 days ago, that was an A+ day, and then the next day was an A++ day, and then the next day was an A+++ day. So you get the picture. It's just every day I'm meeting more team members, I'm meeting more staff, I'm meeting more members, and it's like, at what point am I going to meet somebody that's just not a rock star? And it's been, like you said, it's been almost 60 days, and I'm batting 1,000. So
wow, that's awesome. Well,
it's,
people are definitely the core of hospitality and the core of Westfield, even in the insurance company. So that's it's awesome that you're feeling that. So next, I'm going to transition into something a little less job or career, just some fun, fast questions. David has not heard these in advance, so if you see some interesting facial expressions, this is the first time David's hearing some of these. So for what it's worth, you're going to hear some different things about David here. So David, first one, weird question. Think of your childhood. Think of your favorite smell as a kid.
Yeah, so this is going to be a weird one, right? This is my grandfather's cologne.
Okay.
And the reason that I say that, I knew that if I was smelling his cologne, we were hunting, fishing, or golfing. And everybody has that. They go to the barber and they spray that stuff like on the back of your neck when they're done. They have that smell. So I think a lot of you will be able to relate to that smell. That is a weird one.
All right, David, cats or dogs?
Dogs. I got 3.
He was confident
3,
in that.
right? I've got a Frenchie. We've got a
no hesitation.
Australian Shepherd, and we've got a Jack Russell. So yeah, dogs.
All right, if you could only have one food again the rest of your life, and that's all you got to eat, what would it be?
Mashed potatoes.
Favorite Disney character?
That's a good one. First, like, I was gonna say Elsa, but like,
it's okay.
I'm gonna get judged for that one.
That's all right. Let it go.
Yeah, she faced some adversity and came out swinging.
All right, if you had to pull out your cell phone right now, what's the picture on the background?
Picture on the background is my wife and 2 kids making, like, I don't know if you've seen it, but it's like they're all like sticking their tongue out, like making a silly face.
Fun. If this was just up to you, your favorite type of vacation to take?
So we've talked about doing this. So just going back to Monterey with the family, but not taking any golf clubs. Just let's get in an RV. Let's head west. Nothing scripted. Stop when we want to stop. But just something about that ocean side out there, staying on 17 Mile Drive is just, it's not real. Like, it can't be real. It's just, it's hey, yeah, there it is.
Pebble Beach.
It's just special, right? And if you're making memories with family, it's just different.
All right, think back to your younger years. What's one fashion trend when you were a child that you wouldn't be caught dead doing now?
So French rolling your jeans. I don't know if you even know what that is.
I'm not sure I know what that means. But
so that's taking your pants, folding them over, and then rolling them up.
Yeah.
So essentially, it's like joggers now.
It's skinny jeans.
It was
joggers,
how we
okay.
created, yeah,
joggers.
and cargo pants, right?
All right, so on your phone again, not including calls, text, or email.
Mm-hmm.
If you could only have one other app, what would it be?
Probably a weather app.
Okay.
You know,
It's good for a golf pro.
That's
It's good for life, but
right. Yeah, I mean, the wife's texting, "Hey, is there any weather coming?" Or we've got, our kids are involved in a lot of things that are outside. So if you don't know what the weather's doing, then
All right, so you're driving back to Spencer. You're alone in the car.
Mhm.
What's the volume on when you're listening to music?
It's loud. It's loud. I've got my sunroof open. It's at 20.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I love my Dodge Charger. Right. It's a variety. Right. It's Morgan Wallen. Right. It's Tupac. It's it is a big variety. And even one of the things that my students used to make fun of me about was I traded a golf lesson for corn. One of my students was a big time farmer, and he was 17. They just got done harvesting, or I'm not up to date to what that's actually called. And he said, "How much do I owe you?" And I said, "Next time, just bring me 12 ears of corn." So I set that in the front seat, and I took a picture of it. Well, with that picture, they could see that on my screen it said Tupac. So they said, "That's really funny that country boy, eating sweet corn, and you got Tupac blaring in your car."
That's all right.
That's
Well, David, thank you for being a little vulnerable and fun with us.
my pleasure.
As we get into the season, obviously we'll meet a lot. You'll be meeting a lot more of our hospitality team, and hopefully now everyone has a little bit more face to the name. And when you see David, welcome him to the team, and I'm sure he'll be available if there's any golf-specific questions.
Yeah, greatly looking forward to it. And like I've told people, there's not a lot of people that get to work their dream job, but I still need pinch, so
Okay.
appreciate it.
All right, we'll keep it up.
Thank you.
Thanks,
sir.
David.
Thank you.